Hey guys, welcome to Tasty Treats with Teresa tonight. Tonight we're going to make it a little special. I don't know if you saw the picture a little bit earlier, but did anyone guess what it was? Tonight we're making orange raspberry petit fours. I've been wanting to share this recipe with you guys for a while, but because of COVID-19, we really couldn't use this. But now that the restrictions are easing up, now we can start having showers and parties again. So these would be perfect for a party to get out and actually enjoy being around people again. So you all know our brownie pan, our perfect little brownie pan that makes perfect brownies. But we came out with a special one just for the spring, which obviously we didn't have spring. But we have the small brownie pan. This one makes little bite-sized brownies. For tonight, it's going to make petit fours. And it just makes perfect little little cakes for a get-together. I remember years ago, my mother-in-law was a cake. Well, she made wonderful cakes. And I asked her one time to make me petit fours, and she just rolled her eyes and said, they are too hard to make. Now they're not. If she was still alive, I think she'd probably have about 4 of these pans because this is so much easier to make. So what I've done already is I've zested a couple oranges, and I put a little bit of zest in the cake mix and the orange juice from those oranges, and I mixed them all together with the egg whites. I think you saw that in the picture earlier. I saved the egg yolks for lunch or for breakfast in the morning. The dog's going to get eggs for breakfast. And then I went ahead and made the cakes in the brownie pan, in the bite-sized brownie pan, and I let them cool. So now we're ready to actually ice them and get them ready. I do not own the cake tester yet. I just ordered it. So what else can you use? Our citrus peeler. It's a lot cheaper. It's a little cheaper, and it works just as good. It gets right down in the edges there, pops those cakes right out, so they're easy to do. So, you get your cooling rack. I'll show you a little trick, because if not, you're going to have cake everywhere. Put your cooling rack upside down, and then flip your cakes. And then you pray that they come out without sticking. See some sticking. Oh, too sticky. 2. All right, we did good. We only got 2. So, and notice the top came off. So we're getting there. And I had a little bit of extra cake mix, and so instead of dirtying another pan, I used. Hold on. Come out, little cake. There you go. I had a little bit of cake mix, so I left it, put it in the little mini cast iron. So I want to stick that one up here too, so I can ice it too. So how are you all surviving? Hopefully everyone is nice and healthy. Everything is going well. Hey there, Rosalind. How are you doing tonight? So now we're getting to the icing part. Put your cake on a cake pan, cooling rack. Put some parchment paper underneath, because it's going to get messy. This is going to get really messy here in a minute. You get your classic batter bowl, and I think that's what it's called now. It's the bigger one of the two. And where are we at on the recipe? Okay, mix the raspberry jam, which is where I'm at. I got some already out. I'm at the bottom of my raspberry jar, so I just wanted to make sure I had enough. Now, I think I shared this tip the other day. Okay, we're at the bottom of the jar. Don't throw this away. Add a little bit of, where's the camera? Add a little bit of oil, a little bit of vinegar, put the lid on it, and shake it. Shake it, shake it. Now you got raspberry vinaigrette, and you didn't even do anything. So there you go, salad dressing on the fly. So there you go. Here's your raspberry jam. Of course, I used the measure all because it was so much easier than trying to scoop it out of a bowl, out of a cup. So where are we at? I keep losing myself. Powdered sugar. This is 2.5 cups. This is part of our kids line because one, I thought they were cute. And two, they are so easy to read. I don't know if you can see all those numbers. See all the numbers? It's so easy to read. And they come with all the regular size measuring cups, and they are easy to read too. And they attach to the bottom, so they're perfect. So if you're looking at a gift that you might think, hey, somebody could use, maybe somebody who's never really been in the kitchen, this kid's measuring set is perfect. So we got the powdered sugar, milk, 1/4 cup of milk, and whisk it together. That's it. I haven't, nothing else in there. Just the jam, the jelly, the powdered sugar, and the milk. Thank you all for joining. Hi, Akita. If anyone's asking, Akita is my grand dog, and she watches every episode that I make. So she is sitting there with her head tilting right now watching. So now we got this, and this is going to be our icing. It is running. Like I said, this is going to get messy. That's why you need to put the parchment paper underneath. And oh, my mother-in-law would love this if she was still alive. I'm telling you, this was, in the old days, you made petit four, you made a sheet cake, you let it cool. You cut it into little squares, you let it cool. You had to use a paintbrush to get the crumbs off the edges, and then you had to let it cool. So this was like a 4-day process. I'm not kidding. She told me one time, she said, I will not do it again. It is too hard. And then you ice them, and then you gotta let them cool. And then you can eat them. So this is a big process. Now, I've made the cakes. I don't need to I've let them cool for about 15 minutes. We're gonna ice them. We can eat them right now. And if you want the glaze to stand up a little bit, you can put them in the refrigerator for about 5 minutes. Done. It is not like the hard way she used to have to do it. So now we got the powdered sugar, the raspberry jam, and the milk mixed. And now we've inverted the cooling rack, the panel to the cooling rack. We flipped them upside down. We've got our parchment paper because this will get messy. And then we used a small scoop, which I just used it and it's dirty. This is the medium scoop. So we're going to improvise and not use as much. And then you just sprinkle it over top. Now you are not trying to ice the whole cake. You're not trying to make it super pretty. You're just trying to put a little dollop of icing on top. Believe me, this is super rich. 1 or 2 little cakes and everyone will be happy. So you don't, this isn't like a regular cupcake where you douse it in icing and everybody wants to eat it all. You do want just a little bit. I did make this one time for a shower and I had some help. And Riley, when we were done icing the cupcakes, I think she licked the bowl, she licked the spoon, because this is really good. Now you can see the icing is starting to drip off the edges onto the parchment paper so we don't have a big old mess. Because everybody wants to make these really cool desserts, but nobody wants to be the one that cleans up the messes afterwards. So try to keep your mess to a minimum in the kitchen. So parchment paper, paper towels, whatever it takes to help you out in your kitchen at your house. But like I said, I've been wanting to share this pan with you guys for a while, but we haven't been able to because of all the craziness. So it's only $25 It'll be perfect for weddings, showers, baby showers, kids' birthday parties. I thought about, instead of doing the petafores tonight, I was going to make a pull-away cake, but I went ahead and did this instead. So, yeah, I just got to finish up the icing because it's so good you really don't want to mess it up. So I'm just going to drizzle it all on there just to use it all up. And believe me, when this is all done, when no one's looking, you're going to be eating the icing off the parchment paper because it is so good. Honestly, I don't know who thought about putting jelly in powdered sugar, but whoever it is was wonderful. So now we got this far. One final touch, and that's, I mentioned earlier, I zested some oranges, and I used the oranges in the cake mix. So now you just sprinkle a little bit of the zest on top. Doesn't have to be a lot, just a little. And this gives it that fancy look. And it adds such a wonderful flavor. You guys are going to love it. I will post a recipe underneath here in a little bit so you guys can make your own. It's really not hard, and it's very easy and simple. And of course you can use this cake pan for just about everything, just like you can the regular brownie pan. So if you wanted just regular cupcakes, maybe you're on a diet and you can only have so many cupcake, just a little bit of cupcakes. You can make 2 of these instead of one big one, and then you don't feel so guilty. So, it's perfect for little bite-sized food. I heard someone used it to make little tiny mini meatloaf, and her kids just loved that. So, it's not just for cakes. You can use it for just about anything. So, I hope you guys enjoyed making some petafores tonight. And that's it. I will post a picture underneath so you guys can really see what they look like. They're really hard from over there to see over here. And if I pick one up, I'm going to get icing everywhere. Isn't that pretty? You can't see through all the comments. Isn't it pretty? And it's delicious. So, if you're in a party, your link is up above to order. If not, contact me. I can hook you up with a party. And underneath, I will post the recipe and a picture of how wonderful these are. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.